All right, let's up our sales game, shall we? Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again, and in this video I want to talk to you about how to step up your sales game. That's right, how to up your sales game. That's what it's all about. Now, it goes without saying that sales is the million-dollar skill, and ultimately sales is what business comes down to. I don't care what business you're in. If you're in it for a profit, any business is only going to be profitable with regards to how many sales that they make and so on, right? It's all about sales, okay? I don't care if you're in multi-level marketing. I don't care if you're in traditional businesses, a brick and mortar. It always comes down to sales, all right? It always gets me whenever I hear people say, I want to get into business, but I don't want to do any selling. Then you won't be in business. It's just that simple. If you look at the end of the year on any business tax returns, what you're going to find is total and gross sales, right? If you ever watch Shark Tank or anything like that, the number one question that is asked is, tell me about your sales, right? So sales should not be a dirty word. Sales is not a bad thing. Sales is what it comes down to. Sales is business. So how can we then increase our sales skill? That's what this is all about. I'm going to give you three simple elements, three simple things to keep in mind, to focus on. And I promise you that if you focus on these things and grow your skill set in these areas, you'll have no problem growing your sales as well, increasing your sale ability, giving you a little bit more polished approach when it comes to sales, and ultimately, hopefully making more sales and conversions so that we can put more money into your pocket, pad our bank account, succeed in our business. You know the name of the game. Let's go. Number one, sincerity. Sincerity, okay? It's all about being sincere and being authentic. And this is one of those traits that I think is kind of overlooked, right? But it's very true. If you look at some of what you might consider traditional sales, you can obviously see from the onset that there's a big lack of it already going in, right? It just seems that most people, especially if they're new or maybe they're just kind of got that hard charging style, they want to come in there and just start to force sales down your throat. Even if it's not a hard pitch where they're saying, hey, buy my stuff, you can tell that they're not really taking an interest in you as a customer or as a person, because they're starting in with the qualifying questions. You know, what do you do for a living? How much money do you make? How much are you looking to spend? What does it look like? Things like that. And you're just like, you know, hey, back up just a second. Do you even know my name? Right? Now, you've heard me teach in other videos too. I believe in a direct sales approach. However, again, it just really helps to be sincere as a salesperson, right? You can 100% be sincere with somebody. You can be transparent with somebody. And I think that sincerity goes in more direction than one. So obviously there's the sincere approach where you're telling people that you genuinely believe that the product or service that you have to sell will benefit and better their life, will solve their problem, will help them, you know, fix something, right? Will fill a gap, will fill a need or fill a greed that will help them, right? That's being sincere, taking an interest in them as a person. But then also, sincerity comes with the transparency of you simply letting them know, listen, I am not pulling a bait and switch. I am going to try to sell you something, right? There's enough of that going on too, especially on the internet. It seems like every person, every expert on the internet, you know, kind of takes this position where I'm here as a missionary, I'm here to give you free help. And then they immediately change it to start selling people something, and the dynamic changes and people are turned off and they find it as a bait and switch. You don't want that to be the case. You want to be very transparent in everything that you do. So one way that could help you in accomplishing this is, again, just to be transparent from the beginning, and before you go into your sales presentation, maybe letting them know that that's what it is, right? Again, it's also refreshing. It's so refreshing to have a salesperson be honest about what they're trying to do. All right. So for me, one practice that I've made that I've learned from some of my mentors, and it's definitely made a big difference in my business, is whenever I'm going from teaching mode and providing the content to going into selling mode, I always let people know and I ask their permission. That's one of the things that you can do. I recently completed a free 5-day challenge where I delivered a lot of good, valuable content for 5 days straight. And then, of course, at the end, towards the end of the challenge, I had an offer to present, and I let people know that. I say, hey, listen, hopefully you've enjoyed the information. If you want some more or a chance to work with me on some of these things and getting these done for you, let me go ahead and present this offer that I crafted for you. Is it okay if I present that? I put together an offer for you. Is it okay if I take a few minutes to present that to you, right? It's just that simple. And no one was upset. No one is upset. Everyone's actually excited because they know, like, listen, this guy's going to try to sell us something, but because I gave the value up front, they were okay in me presenting to it. It was actually incredible. Versus the average person who, you start talking to them and all of a sudden you switch it to, by the way, here's how much it's going to cost, right? And all of a sudden the dynamic is different. They're thinking that you're not there to serve them and you're not there to help them. This is where sincerity comes in. Be sincere, be authentic, be transparent, and don't hide anything. Be straight up with people. If you want to see your sales go to the next level, be sincere. Number 2, storytelling. Storytelling. I love telling stories. I think that storytelling is one of the most powerful forms of salesmanship. It's one of the most natural as well. People are inclined to listen and receive and learn from stories. All right, they absolutely are. I love storytelling. I've talked about this point in several videos in the past, and it's true. Think about to your childhood. All right, it all comes down to storytelling. We all love to hear stories, and we all still love to hear stories. We identify with stories. Stories are what move us. Okay, if you don't believe me, let me just remind you or ask you a very simple question. What's your favorite TV show? Or what's your favorite movie, right? What are some of your favorite TV shows and movies? You know what those are? Those are stories. What are some of the favorite video games you like to play? Guess what those video games are? Stories, right? There's a story embedded in each one. It's all about a story, and they've created media around it to bolster it and to make it more desirable to a specific audience, but it's still a story. All right, your favorite superhero, guess what? He has a story, right? So learn how to tell stories. Now, let me give you an example about where this might make sense and how this could apply to you in terms of salesmanship. Let's say that I am selling an affiliate product in the make money online space, right? Maybe it's a multi-level marketing product, maybe it's an affiliate product, and a training program that teaches you how to, or it's a business opportunity, some kind of turnkey system, I don't care, whatever it is. I could take the traditional sales approach that simply says something along the lines of, hey, buy this product because it has this, and this, right? And what I'm doing is now I'm listing the features, maybe attaching it to some benefits, and I'm saying, hey, you know, it pays high commissions, and it's very easy to get started, and it's low startup cost, and blah, 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 right? So buy this money-making program, it's gonna help you, right? I could take that approach, and it works. It certainly does. I'm not saying it doesn't. But what if I took a different approach? What if instead I just said, hey, buy this product because here are the features? Instead, what if I took the approach of, hey, let me go ahead and tell you a story. All right, me personally, let me tell you why this product is amazing. Because me personally, I was at a time in my life when I was down and out, and I began to list the pain points. And then I came across this program. And not only did I find out that it had this, and this, but it was also easy to get started, okay? I remember my wife telling me that this would probably never work. And I remember looking at my kids and saying, hey, I want to be able to provide Christmas gifts for you or birthday presents for you, and I didn't have the money, but I knew that this, if I made this happen, if I made this work, this could absolutely make me do that for them and help me in that regard. And I went through and I talked about the product and I talked about the business, and then I purchased it, I put it to action, and here is the end result. You see what I did there? I just told you a little story. But which one are you now more inclined to listen to? Which one are you more inclined to purchase? At the very least, like I said, which one has more of your attention? The simple approach where I said, hey, buy this because it's awesome, or I say, hey, let me tell you what it did for me. Let me tell you what it's done for so many countless others out there. Let me tell you how it has impacted and bettered their life. Does this make sense? This is powerful. Never forget this. Don't discount this at all. Learn how to tell powerful stories. When you learn the art of storytelling and you can apply it to different aspects and practices in your business, things like copywriting and sales funnel creation and offer creation, if it all brings the story together, you won't be able to be stopped. You're amazing at this. You're going to crush it, and you're going to see your skills and your sales skyrocket. Learn to tell a story. Number 3, and finally, scarcity. That's right, scarcity. Scarcity is exactly what it sounds like, right? It's to make things scarce. It's to make things less available or not as easily accessible for the general population. That's what scarcity is, okay? You want to make it so that you're taking something away from somebody because that increases their want for it or their interest for it, right? It's a universal principle that people want most that which they cannot have as easily or as abundantly, right? So if you make it scarce, then it's going to increase the sellability of it. That's just the reality is. What I'm going to caution you to do, though, is to make sure that you are employing true and genuine scarcity as opposed to false scarcity. Here's what I mean. If you go online right now and want to buy something, especially in the information business from any expert, you're going to find a lot of, this is available only for the next 3 days, or this is only available for a limited time, or this is only available for, I'll never do this ever again, right? I hate when people talk like that because the reality is, guess what? You will see it again, okay? You want to just make sure that when you employ scarcity, you're not doing a false scarcity, but a true one, okay? So here's what you can do instead. Instead of making these false promises that say you'll never see this again, maybe you tweak it, say you'll never see it again this low of a price, right? In which case you will increase the price over time, and just make sure that you do it, right? Or you could say, give good reasoning for why it is really scarce. So for instance, me as a consultant, as an expert, as a coach, The reality is this one person, even with technology, I really only can work with just a handful of people. I can't work with thousands of people at the same time, right? It just wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be efficient. It wouldn't be positive for anybody because, first of all, I'm only one person with a million different responsibilities of my own, including my own family and my own business. But, just to be pulled in thousands of directions with working with, that many people, it's not feasible at all. So when I tell people that I can only work with a handful of people, guess what? That is the truth, right? Now, I get to determine how big a handful it is, but it's still very truthful. And I'm not saying, listen, I can't work with just anyone. And I'm not saying, because I can't work with, everybody, go ahead and give me $5,000 right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not a false scarcity. On top of that, when you do things and start saying things like the price is going to continue, or I'm going to take this down, or this offer will disappear, make sure that it does, right? A lot of people just say that to create scarcity, the element of scarcity, but they don't follow through with it, and they look like a sham and a fraud. And going forward, no one will ever take them seriously ever again, right? Me personally, I referenced the last challenge that I did where I presented an offer after a 5-day free challenge training. And I told people, look, this is only up for a little bit of time. It's going to come down. Enjoy the replays now because it's going to come down, right? And it was around the holidays. I was gracious. I extended it a few days every here and there, and I let people know that. But then when I said I'm going to take it down, it's going to come down, it's going to come down, it's going to come down, I kept saying that, and guess what? I took it down. And I promise you, it wasn't long after that I still had people reach out to me saying, oh, you actually took it down, right? They know that it wasn't going to be taken down because they've been through other people's stuff and other people's material where they don't actually take down the materials, they don't, cease the training, and it's not real scarcity, all right? And so in their case, I said, yeah, absolutely, I took it down. They said, well, can we get a replay? I said, no, I've already extended it for you. The replay is done. You should have taken advantage of the offer. If you'd still like to, I might be able to make room for you, but here we go, right? Again, and no one was angry about it. That's just the reality. We have to live with the choices we make and the consequences that come with it. That is what scarcity is all about. So employ scarcity in your business and watch your business absolutely take off. Again, just make sure that you do it honorably, ethically, properly, and it's definitely something that will help you out. There you have it, my friends. Again, I hope that this was helpful to you. Here are 3 great ways to see your sales skyrocket, how to up your sales game. I trust this was helpful to you. Now make sure you leave me a like and a comment. Let me know which one you like the most. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's the most important thing. You might also want to hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. Now also, if you haven't had a chance to download a copy of my free digital ebook, The Digital Freedom Shortcut, make sure you do. It's in the line below. Click the link and it'll take you to this free gift of mine. My gift to you, again, showing you exactly what I did to leave the corporate lifestyle, to live in the ultimate laptop lifestyle like I'm doing right now and enjoying every second of it. This is Jason Lago with Always Enterprise. I'll see you next time. Take care.